Come, I have such things to show you. Here's the domain, the Lost Domain, now found. Here is the great cedar, spirit of this place. You know, they used to bury people in Ireland, their feet to the east and their head to the west, so that when these dead awaken, they may face the rising sun. Face the rising sun. Here, with me. It's quite a show. This is the orchard. It's the verge, the edge of things. Look. Here are nut trees, hazel, apple, plum, peach. We have climbed these trees and picked these apples long ago, and now again. But not now. It is winter, nearly midwinter. It is the day after Saint Lucia, she who carries the light for us, she who goes before us. There, on the hill, you see there, over my shoulder, that's the tower. The vanquished tower. It was a windmill once, and they call it the Moulin de Fromage. And apparently that's just a local word, a name. Oh yeah. Le Moulin de Fromage. La Tour des Rois Mages, the Tower of the Mage Kings. These things are not true. They are only beautiful. Here is the wood. And beyond the wood, the vines. And beyond the vines, the wood, another wood, a stream of Caris that leads down into the valley to the Dordogne. And look, here, this, a low wall, a gap in the hedge. This is where the wild gets in, and this is where we go when we escape into the wild. This is the hedge that is between things, between one place and the next. These are not my woods, but whose woods these are, I think I know. And when these dead awaken, when the long sleep has ended, then they shall face the rising sun together. But not yet. But not yet. We are still dreaming. Because this history is a nightmare from which we are trying to awake. And the great cedar stands over all. It used to be a sign. 3 cedars in a row. Silhouette of a cedar on a hill. A sign of sanctuary. And there, the meadow in the mists. But not yet. Not yet. All is cloudy. All is misty. All is frost. There is a cloud of unknowing, and it is before our eyes, and it is within our hearts, and that's okay. It's what Keats called negative capability, which is itself a paradox. The ability to remain in unknowing, to live with mystery, to accept what we do not know, and what we do not even know we do not know, and to love it. Here, is the chestnut tree, now bare. What was the line? Under the spreading chestnut tree, I left you, you left me. We have heard that yellow note, that yellow laugh, le rire jaune. It means the bitter laugh, the hollow laugh. But we know that hollow is not bad, because a hollow is a secret place. An empty place, but it is waiting to be filled. And here, well, that's the house. Can't go there yet. The house is empty now. Oh, there is a guardian, but he stays by the fire in the kitchen, nodding over his wine and his old books and his memories. But we have enlivened his quiet days. And in the Lost Domain, there is once more the laughter of children, the embraces of lovers, and the weeping of those who have lost, because we've lost everything. But we shall find it again. And here, this is the lady, and she kneels. We would do well to kneel with her, to kneel before her, and to offer her the rose. Because while it's true that the single perfect rose is disappointing sometimes, because, as herself said, Why never a single perfect limousine? But a limousine is expensive to run. And though I waited for a long, long time, the chauffeur never came. It was not to be. So I better learn to drive. And here we see the other cedar. And here we see the sun poised between the two parts of the tree struck by lightning long ago. It split in two, wounded unto death, and yet it lives. Now I'm in the alley, the driveway, the carriageway even. Wouldn't that be nice? And there, that is the ruined chapel, a Protestant one. And someone said to me yesterday, the reason this place, this town, this domain, the reason it is so special is because it's Protestant, and therefore it's welcoming and questioning and curious. And I said, but that doesn't make sense. Warm and welcoming. Protestant places are cold and hard-working and serious. And she said, ah yes, but that's when everyone is Protestant. Because here, it was a little island of dissenters among the monarchist Catholics everywhere else. And so it was different. And I recognized what she said because that is also what I lived. Because it's one thing to be a Catholic in a Catholic country, quite another to be a Catholic when you are few and embattled. And the few, the outposts, the exiles, they will offer refuge to any, because they know what it's like to be alone, to be hunted, to be burned. Here is the willow, bare now. Its leaves, each one a little gladius, a leaf-shaped blade, are silver and blue upon the ground. Here, that is the source. That is the well that fed the domain. And it leads to a stream. It runs off down to the wastes beneath the hawthorn tree. And here, this is the mere La Mare, what they call a pond in France, which I've always thought was rather grandiose. After all, La Mare is the name for the sea. Mare Nostrum, our little pond. In summer it goes dry. And we go down there to tell stories. In winter, as you see, It is a little land of water, mixed with earth, mixed with plants, with a tree, the sallow tree, which is a type of willow, but that's just the word for willow. Sol, le sol pleureur, which I would think sounds so lonely. The soul, soul, with its saudade. And over there, those are the ruins of what was once a castle, an outpost in the wilderness in the 14th century, now crumbled, ivy covered, haunted by bats. We'll go there too. But here, this was the house of the blacksmith. This was the forge. And now we call it the forge again. This is where we have come. After so many years of trying to make it home, we have entered the forge. Forge, which is a crucible. There to burn, to melt, to dissolve, to coagulate, to aggregate, to be battered, to be red hot, to be quenched, to be tempered, to be folded, folded, and made come to a sharp edge and a sharp point. And the best sword is the one that you never use, but which remains always sharp. They call it Fragrach, the answerer, because he will not draw it unless he is provoked 3 times, and then when he does, that sword cannot be resheathed until it has drawn blood. And it never misses, and it always kills. It is the answerer. It is the answer to a question we do not even know how to put into words yet. But we have some ideas. She calls us home. We call this home. We are home. We are each other's home.